I'm saying? We gotta control our anger. Us being, you know what I'm saying, this color is quote unquote black, you know what I'm saying? In America with 3Ks and 2As, we already behind enemy lines. So that being said, we gotta do what's right, you know what I'm saying? We gotta think before we act, you know what I'm saying? And we lack emotional intelligence, us not being taught in the household as early on in the youth by our fathers. We end up being raised because our fathers be absent most of the times. Either they be dead, in jail, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or like, just not around, MIA. Or some fathers actually do be around, but they just don't they not real. They don't get the title of being a father, you know. Them niggas just be in the house. Yo, daddy there, but he ain't really there. You feel me? It's really how we suffer as quote unquote black men. It's quote unquote black people. Period. But my message is more so towards the black man, because we got to get our shit together. So pretty much, yeah, we lack emotional intelligence. We go out into the world not knowing how to control what's going on in here, what's going on in here. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to navigate other people's emotions. We don't know how to control our emotions. And then another thing too I want to touch on, as we grow up, as we was younger, when we cry, you know what I'm saying, as a boy, when you cry, you was told to stop crying, that's for girls, or that's soft. Why you crying? You know what I'm saying? They shamed crying, you know. They shamed, pretty much showing any type of emotion. So that's why when we grow older, as men, when we become men, young adults, young men, we bottle up all our emotions inside. We don't express ourselves properly. We don't know how to express ourselves properly because we was never taught as a child, because we grew up in houses with all this feminine energy, with the mother being the head of the household, you being raised by your grandma, your aunties, you know what I'm saying, shit like that. And they telling you as a young man to stop crying, that's for girls, you soft, this, that, and the third. So you never really grew up knowing how to express yourself. Every time you was hurting inside, you really just bottled it up, because you thought, if I show this emotion, if I show this pain that I'm feeling, they gonna look at it as being weak and not just being fucking human, you know? So that's really the issue that we suffer as black men. And then we grow up as adults, as young men, like I said, and we don't know how to really manage our emotions. We don't know how to manage other people's emotions. We let other people's feelings dictate our feelings. You know what I'm saying? We get ensnared in all of this other bullshit when really we supposed to be focused on what's important. You know what I'm saying? That's the Most High. But that's another topic of discussion for another day. This video that I seen on YouTube in Oakland County, Michigan, of a man who assaulted his employer
Sheriff says
over
32-year-old
wages.
Keith Taylor beat his 75-year-old employer because he thought his paycheck was short.
And now Taylor is in jail tonight, facing one count of assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder. Larry Spruill is live tonight. And Larry, that video is really just difficult to watch.
Yeah, good evening, Kimberly and Jason. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office says the details of this case are just very disturbing in so many ways. That's because the employee physically attacked his boss, who is an elderly man, all because of his paycheck was short. Now, I got to tell you, and I got to warn you, the details and the video you're about to watch are both disturbing. 32-year-old Keith Demetrius Taylor is in trouble Friday night and facing one count of assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder. That charge stems from this video right here.
So yeah, Keith Taylor beat his 75-year-old employer over wages, over a discrepancy in his wages. He thought that he should have been paid more for his work. And I get it. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm green to the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in a hostile environment, which is the hood, you know what I'm saying? The inner city ain't what people think it is. It's really, man, it's a struggle to make it out of that shit. The hood is not a fun situation to be in. All that poverty, all that frustration, all that bad energy, pretty much. It's like motherfuckers don't want you to succeed. But anyways, I don't want to digress and go off on a tandem. But, you know what I'm saying? I get it. he go to work wanting a fair shot at shit. You know what I'm saying? He go to work thinking that when he do the work, he do what's supposed to be done, that he's, you know what I'm saying, get compensated for this shit. And you know what I'm saying? So I understand it, but at the same time, you gotta still think before you act. I done been in those situations where it's like shit, I feel like shit wasn't going right my way, but it's like, and it upsetted me as well. And I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like my anger, I was always controlling my anger either, because I wasn't at times. I used to spaz out too back in school and shit. That shit always kept me in trouble though. But back when I made it to the real world, when shit didn't go my way, yeah, it made me upset. But it's other methods to go about things, you know?
32-year-old Keith Demetrius Taylor is in trouble Friday night and facing 1 count of assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder. That charge stems from this video right here. Taylor is this man standing about 6 feet 3 inches tall. You can see him kicking his employer, who is 75 years old and 5 feet 8 inches tall, outside of a Rochester Hills business on Starbat Drive. Deputies say his employer owns a landscaping company and they were finishing cutting the lawn. The two got into an argument over the paycheck. Taylor said it was short. Oakland County Sheriff's Office say Taylor repeatedly kicked his boss in the head, leaving him unconscious. He then kicked him again when he tried to get up. Taylor has outstanding warrants in Detroit on assault charges and 3 traffic warrants from Highland Park. And that's not it. He also has a drug and endangerment convictions in Phoenix, Arizona, a domestic violence conviction in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Now he in jail. He threw away his whole freedom. He ain't thinking about his family or none of that. If he got family that care about him, you know, he ain't think about them, how they gonna feel. And then he put himself in more legal troubles because he got warrants in other states. So it's like now he never finna get his issue resolved. He did all that because of short wages, but now he finna have to use his checks and his savings, you know what I'm saying, to pay his legal fees, because now he in jail and prison, and they talk about his warrants that he got out of state. This could have got prevented had he just, you know what I'm saying, talked it out or went to use they people to go through some. If they had a disagreement, they had to talk to the people. You get, you know what I'm saying, start reading y'all little employee handbooks and all that. You know, sign these contracts with these employers. Start reading that shit, because y'all, the information is right there how y'all can go about shit. But yeah.
We're live tonight. Larry Sproul, Local 4.
Just awful. So, Larry, what happens next with Taylor?
Yeah, and so, Kimberly, he is due back in court on October 19th. That's where he will face the charges for the video. And we're still trying to figure out the rest of those charges in Arizona, when he'll face those as well.
Okay. Larry, thanks.
Moral of the story is think before you act. Think before you act. Real life. Because we can avoid a lot of situations we put ourselves in.